Having completed my placements, I can now look back in hindsight and explore the ways in which my teaching of subject English has changed and improved over time. Before my placements this year, my view of English teaching was much informed by the ever-influential movie industry, by the seemingly never-ending depiction of the inspirational, tweed-wearing, bespectacled English teacher in Hollywood. Figures like Robin Williams' John Keating from Dead Poets Society, or Hilary Swank's Erin Gruwell in Freedom Writers. These characters reinforced my view of English teachers as scholastic heroes who could engage a class at the drop of a hat and inspire students like there was no tomorrow. However, on placement, I found that this idealistic view of an English classroom is not the reality, particularly if you are not Robin Williams. I struggled with this for a number of weeks on my first placement. I looked primarily for inspirational moments and implored students to see literature from different perspectives, but was baffled as to why students were not sharing in my excitement for double entendres or subtle metaphors. I realised I was aiming for my own idealistic English experience, rather than allowing students to form their appreciation for the material and the subject. I realised I had to use my experiences of English to help develop each student's own appreciation and interests, rather than create a simple carbon copy. I pride myself on my English knowledge, and I dreamed of passing it onto an "Oh Captain, my Captain" type of classroom. However, as my perspective on English teaching changed, so did my practices for introducing and engaging students with this knowledge. My second placement tested my newfound practices. With a group of students who not only despised English, but actively sought to avoid the timetabled class, I had to find a way to keep students occupied and engaged, and build an appreciation of the worth of subject English, as well as develop a personal rapport. I incorporated physical, movement-based activities, visual displays, and self-made posters into classes to engage students and impart knowledge and understanding on them. I also found that I had the tendency to pitch knowledge at a level that these students simply could not engage in. A large part of me adjusting the way I taught my students was changing the assumptions I had about students' prior knowledge. These changes allowed me to engage further with the students in my class and for them to enjoy the material that I was teaching. My classroom practice was commended throughout my placements, but an area of constant improvement was the setting of challenging and specific learning goals. As I realised, these goals were not there as a checklist for that lesson's content.